Past 1 o'clock, and welcome to Center Stage right here on Power FM Zimbabwe. We've been experiencing some network challenges on the internet, on Facebook Live, but at the end of the day, well, actually, after a little while, when the interview is done, it'll definitely be smooth sailing. They won't be buffering as much anymore. But shout out to those that are staying with us at this present point in time. Big shout out to everybody getting in touch on Facebook. I see you're actually quite popular. We got Vokal in the studio, and there's a name that keeps popping up. It's called Hotvoki. What does Hotvoki mean? How did you get the name Hotvoki? My fans.
It's actually Zimbabwe Slam who gave me that nickname, but I don't know what he was saying though. Because he said it's feedback from the female section.
From the female section of your fans?
Yeah.
All right. Hotvoki. All right. Hotvoki keeps coming up right here on Facebook, Facebook Live. Please do bear with us. But like I said, when the interview is done, hopefully it'll be a lot better. You can actually stream it a lot better afterwards. But anyway, this is Center Stage. It comes through every Wednesday, and we get to have artists and noise makers, personalities, public figures. We get them to come into the studio. And today we are speaking to an artist manager. He's worked with two of Zimbabwe's biggest artists, and his name often pops up a lot when it comes to artist management and some of the best managers that Zimbabwe has ever had. And his name is Vokal, but his real name is, of course, Godfrey Bakasa. And when I look at your name, I don't understand where the vocal aspect came from. How did it come from that?
Okay, Vocal is a nickname that I got from Fanton.
Mm-hmm. Fanton, where do you say?
Yeah, Fanton. Okay. We go a long way back.
How
but
long
there's
way
a
back?
chill spot like
Ichitanga.
I was part of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Vandita, ugoneyo, auna nickname ichi ikumangoma. But urumuna ntaurisa. So Fantan is deep Jamaican, like he knows lots of stuff about Jamaicans, and he was like, you're too vocal, so let me just call you Vocal. So when anyone asks you who are you say I'm Vocal. And when they say why, you say because I talk too much.
And is this true? Do you talk too much? Because the times that I've met you personally, you've been very quiet on the shy side. Is this something that you do around women, and then around the men you talk a lot?
Yeah, around men I talk a lot, and around women I put that poker face and yeah.
All right, so you've been on a very long journey. We do know that your love for music, you've said this very often, it started a long time ago. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Bari, and I was a footballer, but then pashakaramba zvebhora. My best friend was DJ Ribe, because we used to play soccer together. So he introduced me to Fantan, and we used to chill. And then Fantan was the music person. And then after that, Chusport was formed, and then I grew to be Vocal, and then I started managing artists.
All right, so when Chillspot started and you guys used to all hang out together, what role did you play in Chillspot? Did you have a role that you played, or you just go and hang out there?
I didn't have any role, because it was just friends saying, let's do music, let's do this. And I didn't know anything about recording. I didn't know anything. The person that made me do artist management was Calaz, because Calaz was my friend also, and was like, guys, in India, I think Vocal item manager wangu, because Calaz was still starting. And then people laughed. Koyo manager house, and I like his brains, and he thinks out of the box, and Semuna Sirwe music that much, he will help my brand grow, because yeah.
And you and Calaz, how did you guys meet?
Me and Calaz we were like friends from, was it 2007? We used to go to Haifa together and stuff. So after that, we met at Shoesport again, because now he was singing and I was with Chusport, and then we met there, and then we were like friends that were reunited, but through music. Yeah.
But you had no experience of artist management experience before this time. So why did you take on this role? Why did he have faith in you to decide that maybe you can carry him? I believe he's gonna say.
As friends that we were, like since 2007, 2008, probably you saw something that I didn't see in myself. And also my strength is I'm not afraid of taking any task, because I'm a person who's willing to learn. And in managing an artist, you are learning more than you are doing your job. So when you said I want to be a manager, I didn't hesitate. I just jumped on it, and it was very, very unknown then. And then we had our first show. We had a show with Gatsby Warrior signing there, and then takatoana tumari, and and then since then, Tatuma breadwinner.
All right. So when it comes to Zim dancehall, it wasn't a genre that was embraced as easily. In fact, no genre in Zimbabwe has been embraced easily by the Zimbabwean listeners and fans. But it was very hard. It would have been very hard to try and get people to believe in an artist who is unknown, because at that time we had Sniper Storm, we had Winky D, Ndovangwachi Zigano, and I remember around about that time it was very, very hard for these artists to be taken seriously. So what role did you play in getting Calaz and his brand out there? What did you do?
Okay. We had to do a research and say, Rasta, radio is going to read the story, because those days radio was playing big artists. So what should we do? There's a culture of Zimdanzo, mapasa pasa. Let's do that. Let's do sort of like brand activation. We play your songs, mapasa pasa, you perform there because you're a good performer. And then since then the demand came, and then through that we met DJ Smiley, Power FM started playing us, and he really liked the product that Calaz was giving out. And after that we grew into something, and then because it got controversy, you know, that with the Winky stuff, and we said, Rasta, this controversy has pushed us to this extent. So what's next? Let's rebrand. Let's make a Calaz that's clean. And then we did the Bandit Rebirth album, and then that was, I think that was the major breakthrough album for Seh Calaz, because everyone embraced it, everyone liked it. And then it was a crossover album, because not all Zim dancehall fans listened to it, but then everyone listened to it.
Okay, so when you say there was a controversy, managing an artist, managing a personality, managing a public figure is not easy at all, because creatives, they think outside the box. They push the envelope. That is how you become popular. You don't become popular just by doing the normal. You have to do the extraordinary or the abnormal. And for you had a plan with him that this is what we're going to do. But then he also started this beef with Winky D. Had you sat down and agreed that this is what we're going to do?
But then as a friend, besides being a manager, as a friend, I had to be supportive.
But you always fight. Wait, this is a puppy. It went out in a jungle, and you know that this is going to have a lot of backlash, because at the time he was not really known, but Winky D is a darling of Zim dancehall at the time. So how did you manage to spin that around?
Because we wanted attention. That's the first thing, and I think the major thing that we wanted. We wanted attention, because through getting attention, besides the disses, Seh Calaz is a big artist. Like he's a talented artist. So by getting that attention, people would listen to what he has. Besides my disa, what else does he offer? And he had songs like Anama Banditi and stuff. So my songs iwayo ndo pakatanga kutera machi uyu ari kutuka munhu but anogona ko adi kusiyana nezvemadhisa atanga kuita sei atanga kuimba. And then
was it something he was open to as well? All right. I know he's your friend. You don't want to put him on the spot, but listen, at the end of the day, like I said, creatives are very, very difficult to manage, because they push the envelope and they're stuck in their ways. Once I decide this is what I want to do and how I want to do it, how do you convince an artist otherwise? Let's do it this way. Those really effective.
I think that's true. But then I think you have to stamp your authority and not be the yes man. Because the moment you're a yes man, the next time you say no, makutonetsana achaona kunge uri kutomudza zvinomuvaka, but pese paunogara uchingomti aya wangu kwapa takadaiwo so, even though akazanditeerera inini zvinobuda. So akazongotiwo zvauri kutaura uri mumwe wangu, let's try, but then inini wangu ka ndisonga natori kuti vasingazive natonzwa nakutorira ndisingazive komwangu.
Now the way, can't you just make my job easier?
Yeah. And then the backlash, hey, that week, because mango maiterwa every Thursday.
Right.
Pafona anga singaterero. We used to wait kuti smiling down is a Thursday. Obviously chatubudisa this song. Sarinzwa Thursday, and then until another Thursday, yeah, it was a long week because people were like, apera, ndopa apera, he's ruined his career and stuff. But then we had to spin it because we want attention. So after getting the attention, what else? What's next? And then we had to record more stuff, but then not diss tracks, but then more stuff.
As a manager, as his manager, what sacrifices did you make? Because there's no way you can be trying to push such a hustle, push such a grind to get this artist known without making your own personal sacrifices.
Yeah, obviously, pamwe unengoneka something more which no recorder, and I think the major sacrifice that I had to make was I had to make my friends enemies. Because
explain, what do you mean by making your friends enemies? How?
I had people that loved Winky D, like to the bone, and I'm also a Winky D fan. So besides my friends, I have to say my faith, because I'm a Winky D fan from
Vaudara.
Still number watch to monopia my songs, and I had to let all that go because I wanted something. I wanted my share in the industry. I wanted my share of attention with Calaz. So I had to say, it's okay. Let's do this. Cause
and what happened with you and the vigilance camp? Was it all good when they heard this? And yet you, what happened with your relationship, your personal relationship with them?
I never bothered to ask. I never
you
bothered
just stayed
to
away
look
from
for
them.
Yeah, because I had to let it slide and let it
go.
Yeah. But then after that, me and Lion, we are friends. We talk every day. We meet. Yeah.
He understand. Well, at the end of the day, they had to understand it's just business.
Yeah,
it's just business. All right. So after that, you guys recorded this album. It starts going off. Then, of course, the controversies start happening with your artist. And as a manager, you are the shield, because if anything happens, you have to protect your artist. At the same time, you have to give us, the journalists, what we want.
Yeah.
How did you deal with that?
I think my job partly was damage control more than anything else, because he was taking the lead. I remember we had a certain interview days leading to Sting, and then Calaz was quoted saying, "I love war," and then the backlash that came with that was something else. But then I had to spin it, and we had to spin it as a camp and say, look, this is dancehall. When he says I love war, it's lyrical war. It doesn't mean he wants
physical
to take guns and stuff. So my job
I remember around that time he was talking a lot.
Yeah,
he'd say a lot of things, and a lot of controversial statements were thrown around. But is this something that you guys sat around and said, we're going to do, like I said, and my gara, charge bondoka, and now you have to deal with this?
I think we were still growing. We were around 23 that time. We were reckless. We were young and reckless. I think if he has to do something like that right now, I think he won't be reckless as he was back then, because but I didn't know the consequences that come with it. Yeah.
Okay, so now let's talk about this thing. This is one of the biggest things. I think it was 2014.
Yeah, 2014.
The biggest things. There was this controversy. Cheapers was involved. It was Seh Calaz versus Soldier Love.
Yeah.
Did you guys sit down and agree, do we want to hype this beef up, or was that a genuine beef? Be honest.
Okay, it was a genuine beef. It was genuine, but then when someone came in, talked about money, the first person that said, Wangu, let's commercialize this thing, was Jalav. Because Jalav loves money. And
we all love money, though.
Yeah, but he is an artist, so Wangu peta mara. With my enemies. So akavangu akataura tawanda mwangu una zvakadai paita mari, let's commercialize